What's up, guys? So on the last video, I explained how Warren Buffett would invest his first $1,000 and the four filters that go into that, which were circle of competence, moat, management, and margin of safety. Now, for an example, personally, I invested in the company Dave & Buster's back in November. You can see here I bought them originally. I jumped on Dave & Buster's because their value looked really good. So around November was right around this area right here. So it was actually November 12th that I bought. So personally, I bought 100 shares of Dave & Buster's for $39.90. And my reasoning for this was I was pretty sure that the value of the company should be around, this is November 2019, by the way. My reasoning was the company should be valued around $80 a share, and they were going for $39.90, which is about 50% off. That's a good margin of safety, like Warren Buffett likes it. They're in my wheelhouse, my circle of competence. I could understand that they were a good company that probably wasn't going anywhere for a while. They had a good moat because they were pretty much when people want to go out to a nice restaurant and play games, they're going to go to Dave & Buster's. And in some areas, they're the only deal in town, so it's a good moat. So when I invested in them in November 2019, they were looking good. The company was doing fine, but when coronavirus happened, so this was actually March 5th, 2020, I noticed that coronavirus is here now, and you know what? Dave & Buster's may not be a great business to invest in, so I actually sold the company for $30.20. So I actually had about a $970 loss on the company. So it looks bad so far, but then I looked at the company again, and after they took a tumble here, so I bought the company here for $39.90 a share. Watched them go up, and then once coronavirus hit, I watched them trickle down to about here. So I jumped off at this $30.20 a share. Didn't even think about them until, let's see here, when it got all the way down to this day. It had a $4.61 low. I noticed them when they closed that day at $4.87 a share. I couldn't remember exactly what price I got out at, and I looked at my history and I saw that I got out at $30 a share. And I was like, wow. So this company that I expected to be worth $80 a share, I got out of it. I got out of the company at $30 a share, and now they're down to less than $5 a share. So one technique that you can use if you find a company that's super undervalued and you believe they're going to go up, or you want to have faith in them possibly being able to go up, you can sell puts on the company, which will give someone else the rights to sell you their shares at a specified price at a certain date into the future, which is the expiration date. So when I saw this, share price went down to $4.87 a share on the close that day. I said, I wonder what put premiums are going for right now. Premiums are the money that you get when you sell this, or the money that you would pay if you were buying the premium, or I'm sorry, if you were buying the option. So for these put options this day, it was actually, the premiums were going for $2 a share for a 30-day option. And so what I did that day on this account only, I sold on the market open. So I actually noticed that the price was at that close price. When the market was getting ready to open, I started figuring out, okay, how many options do I want to do? And I actually did a lot more than this. This was just what I did in my E-Trade account. So I sold 50 options, and it's Dave & Buster's Play, P-L-A-Y, April 17, 2020, $5 puts. So that put me on the hook to buy this company for $5 a share, but I was paid $2 a share to just take on the risk of having to buy the company at that price. So essentially that means I had to pay $3 a share, since they already gave me $2, to get up to my $5 cost. So the people that were buying these contracts, they paid me almost $10,000 in this one account. And this was, and I was actually only on the hook to front the next $15,000 if Dave & Buster's was $5 a share, that would be $25,000 value of that position. So I was pretty sure Dave & Buster's was going to be worth at least $5 a share going forward, or probably a lot more than that, because the super drop that just happened was just out of the question. That was a crazy number. So anyways, that's what I did. I sold the 50 contracts for $2 a share, which was essentially 5,000 shares. That gave me $10,000 minus the $25 commission. So after I did that, the share price went from that 460 low, and I got out at 417, so it pretty much went up, never came back down anywhere near the $5 mark. It was actually the day that I sold these, or I'm sorry, the minute that I started putting these contracts on, it was about 15 minutes, because I did it in 3 different accounts actually. It was about 15 minutes. I tried to get my last couple options sold, and I couldn't actually do it because the market had already blasted off. It was like $8 a share by that time. So it closed the day prior at 487, actually opened at 487 again. So I had the opportunity to sell these options at that price. And I ended up pocketing for this account about $10,000, because when you sell the put, you get to keep the premium. It's pretty much selling insurance to people. So they have the opportunity to save their positions, or if they're being risky, they could actually make money when the market acts in the favor of their option. But they also have the possibility of their option expiring worthless. So that's kind of what people say when they say options are dangerous, is because I've heard numbers as big as like 80 or 90% of all options expire worthless, and that could be correct. But as long as you're on the other side of that deal, you're selling the contracts, when it expires worthless, that's good for you. So I actually pocketed $10,000 on this deal right here. So that was one way that Warren Buffett kind of makes it work, is he finds a company when they're in dire straits, and he will take an amazing deal because he has such a huge cash hoard. And like right now, I think he has about $150 billion, and that's like 3 times the amount that he's ever had. So this is kind of a time right now that it's a little scary in the market. So hopefully the market doesn't do anything too terribly. Hopefully nobody out there gets too beat up when the market crashes. When and if I think it's going to crash. I've been thinking it's going to crash for a long time, but I've also been investing, and I also have about 50% of the money that I have in the market is in cash, waiting for this market to drop. And I'll probably make a video after a little bit and show you guys how I safed up a few of my companies that I'm holding. So if the market were to crash, I'm going to be okay. And I actually put money in my pocket to put these trades on. So I'll get into that one next time. Take it easy.